Yes, at Shiv. So this week I am joined by my pal Amy Coleman. We were out a few weeks ago in Stony Batter for an engagement party, and we ended up, whatever, we were fucking 5 or 6 drinks in, got knee deep in these dating stories, and I said to her, you have to share these with the podcast listeners, Amy. And then here we are. So fun fact, actually, keep an eye out for Amy in the brand new National Lottery ad for Euro Dreams, where you can win 20,000 a month for 30 years. She is one of the 3 girls opening up the door when your man rocks up with the prize. This one's a bit of light comedy, just some funny dating stories with zero heavy lifting for the brain. So bon soltas. So we were down in Heinz Bar. When was that?
That was 2 Saturdays ago.
2 Saturdays ago.
2 Saturdays ago.
And how did we even get talking about the dating?
Because one of your friends was talking about if you put something on your profile.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen that on your Instagram, you were putting stuff up like, what do you think about this? Because I didn't know, because back when like I was using the apps, you didn't have that much thing. I saw like centimeters, like 160 centimeters, like height. I didn't see that before. Like I didn't know you could click so much stuff. Like there's a lot of information.
They started adding more and more things into it.
And she was wondering now if she was going to push leaves
on her profile because she's a big weed smoker.
Yeah.
And
I think you should.
But then the fear there was that she was going to attract a load of stoners. So she smokes weed every day, but she has a very full life and she is a go-getter, big job, has the dog there, has her own house, lives on her own, fair play to her.
Yeah.
Doesn't let it stop her. And but the fear is that men who, sat at home in their boxers eating crisps and playing.
Immediately thought of prawn cocktail crisps. Immediately. Do you like them?
It's disgusting.
I think they're disgusting.
Who buys them?
Stoners. With a prawn cocktail. No, we were there and we were talking about, because it brought me back to like when I would have been dating and trying to see how that approach is now. So like when you were dating before your fella, would your style have been like go to, like you're going to approach, or was it more like sit back?
No, I would kind of sit back, because anytime I did approach, it just didn't go anywhere. Like on Bumble, when you had to write first, I didn't have great luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at puns. I'm not very good at like catching people. Like I'm not very good at quips in text.
Geez, the fucking effort of it as well. Like, I just don't know how fellas do it. When you have to look at their profile and like find something interesting to comment on or just to catch somebody's eye. I couldn't be a man.
No, it's very difficult. But I will say that when I was dating, I think I approached in the masculine way.
Oh, did you?
I think I did. Like when I think about like the gender stereotypes, I think like women, we sit back, we wait, like we make eye contact across the room, a little smile. It's gross. I'm actually embarrassed. But no, I didn't do that. What I did was, I think I dated genuinely just for fun. Like I when I think back from 18 up until I would say when I came back from Barcelona, so like maybe 24, I properly dated with no intention of having a boyfriend.
Just to what? Just see where it took you.
Honestly, just get out of the house and have a bit of crack. Like every day, I would have. If anybody asked me on a date, I probably would have gone on a date.
How many dates do you think how many first dates have you been on?
Oh, I don't know.
How long you're with Cormac? You're married and all?
7 years.
7 years.
That's my husband.
7 years. And then before that, you were single for?
I'd say up until Cormac. Cormac was my first boyfriend.
Fuck off, Amy.
I'm telling you
Fuck
now.
off.
I pinky promise he was my first boyfriend.
Your first boyfriend?
I know.
You got married?
I know. It is mental, but I met him later in life and I didn't want a boyfriend. Like even when I was a teenager, my mom was very much like, look, take your time. Don't be rushing into anything. Right? She was very like that when we grew up. And what that created for me
was no rush at all.
No rush at all. But it made me have a lot of fun. And then actually the opposite happened. Because I was listening to your one about attachments. And I realised in relationship I'd be an anxious attachment.
Okay. So then what? When you realised that you were like that, you were like, oh, don't want to be like that, so I won't go in a relationship?
I like literally, I think from a teenager, I was like, I don't want to be attached.
So I'd say Cormac is really good for what's reassuring.
Oh,
I'd say he's fucking great for an anxious person.
Exactly, yeah. But when I was dating, I would have been like avoidance, definitely. Like I was just having fun. I really was just having fun. Like I can't. And I think, I think because we were talking to your friend about like when you're looking, do you meet someone? Or when you're not looking, do you meet someone? And when I wasn't looking, that's when I met Cormac.
Where did you find him?
Acting class.
No way.
Yeah, mortifying. It's actually really embarrassing. He came in and if I fancy someone, you'll know because I won't be able to talk. So I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. Like I won't really, I can be funny and have the bands with like anyone, but if I actually think they're sexy, like I can't, I'll get the sweats.
So you were meant to be doing all like improv-y kind of shit.
Oh no, we got put up one-on-one in a Meisner technique exercise where you had to make eye contact for 15 minutes.
Oh my, in silence. Like monks just sitting there shouting, they're getting their money in.
No, so you repeat what the other person says. So let's say I say to you, oh, you've got brown eyes. Oh, I've got brown eyes. And it goes back and forth, back and forth. Did it for 15 minutes, right? My teacher was like, Amy, there's something you want to do. And in one of the rules in the studio is that you can do anything when you're on stage, apart from sexually assault, physically assault.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like there was another one, but I can't on the stage. Yeah, in front of people, yeah. People were meeting the face off each other.
What?
People were meeting the face off each other. So I was doing it with him. I know, no, not for me. So we were doing this back and forth. And my teacher was like, oh, there's something you want to do, Amy, so you should just do it. And I was like, no. And I didn't want to kiss him. And I'd never kissed anyone.
Sorry, that is so embarrassing that your
So
teacher
embarrassing.
was saying to you, Amy, there's something you want to do.
There's something
It's
you
very
want to
clear
do.
to all of us. And
It's very clear,
Amy, that you want to shift the face off this fella.
Amy, your saliva is actually falling from your mouth. You've got like
You're red in the face.
You're red in the face.
Sweat.
You're willing to do it. Like we can see.
You're gushing down your leg, Amy. Like,
but she said, oh yeah, we can know it's something. I was like, no, I know. And I'd never kissed someone on the stage because I like this, like I just don't trust men. That's the truth. Like, and I've had men be weird. So I'm like, I don't want to get into a weird situation now. So I gave him like a real quick, and then I ran to the other side of the room and went against the wall like this because I hated that I did it. And then I turned around. And like Cormac's there like, yeah. Like, because he was really awkward. So like, he didn't know what to do. So he was like dancing at me. And then we just started texting after that. We just continued texting and now here we are.
What like a little story to start you off there.
I know, it's actually a really cringy story as well because we both have two versions of meeting each other. He met me by me like doing a scene on the stage. That's the first time he ever saw me. And of course, mad about me. And they're mad about me. Like, and then
talented Josie.
Well, she's so talented and she's so sexy. And then I was getting ready to leave a class, and he was coming in for a class, and I dropped my earphone, and then he appeared, and he was like, "Oh, I can help you." And I was like, "No, I don't even want it for you." Yeah, I was like, "I don't even want an earphone. I don't even know. I don't even need it anymore. Actually, I don't even need my." He's like, "Of course you need your earphone." I was like, "No, I don't even need earphones anymore." And I just left. That's how I get.
Oh my God, what? Did you leave your earphones there?
Yeah, I did. No, I couldn't find the other one. I went, no, I don't even need, I don't even, like, it was so awkward. But
I thought I was like on the floor.
No,
and you were like, but I don't even need that.
I was down like this, like, nah, oh, no, you don't have to help. I don't even need it. Ugh. But that's when if I fancy someone, like, and that's what I was thinking about even coming to talk to you today. I was like, when I go on those dates, I didn't fancy any of them. Like, I don't even fancy them. Like, I thought some of them were cute.
But yeah, you were just going.
She's having fun. Yeah, but I encourage that because it makes for really good like times and stories.
Like good stories, and we're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
get into it.
Like the
story one
of all the stories. Do you know what's mad? When I was telling you these, I actually to myself because obviously I'm removed from that now because I'm a married woman. I'm a taken woman. I met this guy. So what I would do, right? Again, it sounds like if I'm a mad like this. What I mean by masculine energy is that I would go to men. So I would go over to them and I'd say, "What's your name?" And then I'd like introduce myself.
Are we talking about in Ireland?
In Ireland? No, in Ireland. Yeah, in Ireland. I think because I got hurt when I was 19. We're not going to go into that. But when I got hurt when I was 19, and I think something switched in me where I was like, I'm either going to stop, like let this moment stop me from like being confident. And then I kind of... This is a mad person for me to say who I channeled. But you know Del Boy from...
Oh my God, what?
Yeah, because my granddad reminds me of him. So I love big fur coats and I love like...
Oh.
This. So I kind of felt like a cheeky chappy. Like,
That's so funny. I get trolled by a fella who has a picture of Rodney Trotter. He trolls me all the time. He says that I am the biggest man-hating page on TikTok. That all I do is spew hate for men. So actually now, when you said Del Boy, I was like, oh fucking...
That's a trigger for you, but Rodney Trotter.
And his name is Rodney Trotter.
Wait, his name is Rodney Trotter and he's a picture of Rodney Trotter. That's so embarrassing because that's who he chose to be as a troll. And if we watch Only Fools and Horses, that's the weaker of all the men in the thing. Is it true? He's the one that's a bit more...
I'm going to tell him that.
He is he's the meeker one. He's like, like he's the one... He's not like coming up with all the ideas.
This fella isn't. It's whenever I put up things about like fucking women going through abuse and whatever, then he always says things like, yeah, and what about the men? You're always saying that the women are, you know, getting fucked over by the men and whatever. And I'm like, what are you doing for the men, Rodney? What are you doing? Anyway, fuck Rodney.
I hate it. I hate when you're in a room full of people and then someone will go, you know, men also go through that too. I'm like, we're not talking about the men.
Yeah, I'm talking about the women.
My friend over here is talking about her own story. So stop it. Shut it.
Yeah.
Shut it.
You tell me.
So I would turn into tickle phone.
Are you coming?
Like literally, I would walk around. No, I wasn't walking around. With my arms.
Can I have your number?
I want a number. Anybody? What you selling? What you selling? No, imagine that. Imagine me walking around. But I did. I felt kind of, yeah, not like I thought in my head I'm channeling Del Boy, but my granddad was a really big part of my confidence. A lot of the women in my family, we got a lot of that from my granddad, and we got the softness from my nanny. So when I'm feeling insecure, it's kind of that, this kind of masculine more energy, not like weirdly, like not like approaching men like going for them, like I don't need that. Yeah, wait. But I would walk around, kind of have a scope, and then see if there was anybody I liked. I would literally say, I'm going to do a lap. Like I would say that to the girls, I'm going to go do a lap
in a bar,
workman's specifically. Yeah. And I'd walk the whole top of it and I'd just have a little look. I could just be inside and outside through the whole smoking area, all around. Yeah, I just have a little nose, and then most of the time I do my talking in the smoking area because you can't talk in there. And I walked over to a group of men and I said, does anybody have a light? And then I saw the one that I fancied. So when he whipped out a lighter, I was like, oh, I got to talk to him. And then I would talk to him. And I would literally be like, well, if you want, I took his phone and I would put my number in it. And I'd say, if you want to go on a date, you throw me a message in. So it's very much in there. But it's so empowering because then you're like, well, if he doesn't like. Anyway, so he ended up texting me. And we went on a date. And we went to Oktoberfest, which I thought was actually a really cool idea. Because
his idea.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea. Yeah. And he was tall, he had brown hair. And he looked a little bit like Hereditary, the man in that Nat Wolf. We met up, seemed nice. And then we ordered our first drink. And you know how when you order in any of those places, the glass gets a deposit basically.
Yeah. The big stein.
Yeah. So it was €20 a drink, but it was €10 for the liquid. All right. So do you know what I mean? So you're going to get that €10 back. And he was like, what? I can't believe that was €40. And I was like, oh, like reassuring. Don't worry. We're having a nice time. Then it was my turn to get drink. I said, I'll get this one because he was like really upset. And I'm not really, I don't know about you, but I don't really care about.
Though I think for the first couple of days, like it's like an interview kind of process. Like I would do, you get a drink, I get a drink. You get a drink, I get a drink.
I'm the exact same. Yeah.
I don't like knowing that I went out and the man paid for everything, and like I'm more than likely not going to see him again.
Completely agree. And I like them offering the first one. I think they're really nice. Yeah, but I'm the same. I don't like that. So yeah, I go up and mine's €20 because obviously I'm just paying for the liquid, not the glasses. And then he's like, how is that happening? And I was like, remember, we're going to come back up here now and you're going to get those back. So you're going to get €20 back. So that's all. We're going to be getting you're going to get your money back. He still couldn't understand. He kept talking about it. And I was like, the liquid is the money. Then these have their own one. But he was on the first day, he was very like, I can't wait for you to meet my dog. Here's a picture of me on a jet ski. You're going to love going on jet skis. And I was like, I don't really like water sports, but I'm going to go along with this because again, I'm just here for the crack. He's like, my mom would really like you. Like it was a lot very soon for a first date. And this happened to me a lot where I was having a good time. Again, maybe it's because I was going into these situations with not really wanting to have anything afterwards. I think I was going in like This is a one-off. We're having a good crack.
And he's there talking about his mother,
And he's there talking down his night.
and everything.
And like Spice Girls comes on, I'm dancing to Spice Girls, and he's doing that thing which gives me the ick. And this happened to me a lot, where he would look at me like 500 Days of Summer. Do you know, like, she could fix everything.
Cooing over you.
Cooing.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, disgusting.
On
On a first date,
On a
like
first
that,
date,
lad,
they're
if that is actually how you feel about someone, you know, you fucking hold it together.
Yes.
You know, just hold it together.
But there's just a bang off you if you do that. Like, I'm just like, now I really don't really, now I'm going like this. And I'm like, whoa.
Ew.
So we leave. As I'm leaving, I mentioned about these nuts. He's fine to pay for the nuts, the sugary nuts, which I'm like, all right, well, now these are about €6. You're not going to have any of them. We do a lovely walk home. We get to a pizza place, and I bump into a friend of mine who was on her first date. And on her date, the guy didn't pay for anything. So she was drunk and she was going off. She was like, and he didn't even ask me this, and blah, 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 going off. And I'm like, well, he also was complaining about money. So this is an awkward situation.
Yeah.
Me and my friend as well. I was like, fuck. And I was like, yeah, this is so-and-so. Then we go back to his. Now, and honest to God, I did go back because he told me where he lived, and I'd never been at that type of place before. It was just on the Keys.
Right, with a nice view of the
Yes.
Lissy.
Yes. So I was like, oh, all right.
Very interesting.
I've already missed my bus. Might as well. I'm going to get a taxi anyway. Might as well have green tea. And I was like, he's like, yeah. We go in.
You did have a green tea.
I did, yeah. No, I did.
He had. He had green tea there.
He had
You-
green tea. Yeah,
That's
green
mad.
tea. So we go in. And then, can't believe he had green tea.
Yeah.
We go in and he shows me his room. And so there's 2 single beds. And like, look, listen. It was what the time was. We're all renting, people living in college, 2 single beds. And he was like, I'll go put on the tea. I was like, grand. And I noticed he had a blanket on his bed and had all these t-shirts. So I thought, that's lovely. I'm there looking at it. And then again, I could feel something like over my shoulder. And I look around and he was standing in the doorway, cooing again. Like, he's like, did you like the blanket? I was like, yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. Yeah. That's all my old t-shirts and the blanket. Yeah. My mum made that for me. I was like, oh my God, that's really cool. Wish I had one of them. That's cool. And then immediately I'm like, I hate every moment of this situation. Because
Yeah.
it's disgusting. I go in, we sit down, his roommate came in and his roommate was really fun. And I remember thinking like, why didn't I meet you? Like,
Why wouldn't you out and work?
yeah, he was throwing a bit of crack out. Like he was having a bit of crack. And I was like, fuck. So we sit on the couch, we have our green tea, and he leans in for the kiss. And you know what? Look, listen, I'm all right for having a little smooch and seeing if that maybe sparks something. I'm always here for giving it a chance. But it was cold.
Cold mouth.
Cold. You know when you kiss and it's cold out, the lips are cold, but the inside is warm, so you're like, But it's cold everywhere, and we're having a hot drink. Now I'm feeling something's
Cold everywhere.
cold.
Inside.
Inside, because that's the first thing I remember thinking. Like that was a cold kiss.
tongue.
That was a cold tongue. Yeah, that's actually gross saying it out loud. Cold tongue.
Cold fish.
But he was leaning on me like so I'm sitting here and I'm very like, I'm immediately like, yeah, that wasn't a good kiss. I might leave soon. How can I exit this scenario? And I had a statement necklace on. Remember when they were in, it was a big eagle necklace. And he starts touching my necklace and he starts going, eagle, like doing a baby voice.
Oh, Amy, fuck off.
And I was like, and what's worse is his head was kind of like on my shoulder. So he was like, eagle.
Looking up
Like trying to make a fly.
at you.
Trying to make a fly.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, eagle. Like now that I'm saying it, I was like, I'm talking to a kid. Yeah, eagle. Yeah, it is an eagle. And that's it. That's my hand. But I was like, yeah, that's eagle. And then I was like, right, I might go. I might just grab the taxi. And this is not a joke. He literally did the most downward frown, like cartoon frown. I went,
Oh.
And I remember thinking in my head, how do I handle this moment? I just have to say, okay. I went, okay, yeah, no, yeah, have to go. As I'm leaving, he says, oh, by the way, when I was going to meet you, you know, my friends gave me this to give you. And he was kind of doing it like, oh, it's so stupid. I'm stupid, that kind of way. And it was a plastic rose and the petals were plastic. All of it was plastic. And he was like, so maybe because tonight
Lots of
you can have it.
That's
And
gross.
it's mortifying, yeah. Anyway, I go home. he's texting me, and one thing I will say I wasn't very good at was that I should have been more direct. Like, I don't know how you found dating, but saying no to somebody and saying it doesn't work, it is way better than making up lies.
Right, yeah.
So I made this lie that I said, he was like, oh, when can I see you next? I can just cycle to Clonsilla State. Like, he was really wanted to cycle over. I didn't even own a bike, so I didn't know how we were going to hang out with his bike, but he really wanted to cycle over. And I was like,
From town to Clonsilla.
From town to Clonsilla. And I was texting him, sitting on my couch, like hungover, being like, nah, sorry, I'm not in. I have to babysit Mullingar, my godson. I do have a godson who lives in Mullingar. I was like, I'm there all weekend. I don't know when I'm back. And he was like, okay, maybe next week. I was like, maybe, but again, I don't know when I'm going to be back from Mullingar for this week's like hard babysitting. Fast forward to like the Friday. Let's say I'm out on the Thursday or the Saturday, and I'm in town in Temple Bar, and I'm meeting up with my two best friends, telling them this story and doing the whole like I'm fully like, you know, egging on for them as well. I'm doing all this, and then out of nowhere, all of these cyclists or runners go by, and we go, woo, we're like cheering up, woo. Where were you in Temple Bar? We were, you know where the Stage Door Cafe is? Do you know where Project Arts is?
Yes.
So basically across from that.
Okay.
Like, woo, go, woo. Who's standing just behind them across the road? So like literally, what would you call that, vertical, parallel?
Perpendicular. Is it?
Is that perpendicular?
Sorry, I don't know.
Straight across the road. Straight across the road. So I'm like, woo, go. It's like something from a movie. Standing there with the saddest face in the world is your man.
That is perpendicular.
Perpendicular. He's standing there and he's like looking at me like, I can't believe. He's thinking, she should be in Mullingar babysitting. What is she doing here in Temple Bar?
Can we say you locked eyes? Like,
Locked eyes through the cyclists. They go by. I go, oh, I see him.
did you say hello?
No. And went straight to my friends, looked at them and went, yeah, sorry, that was the dating story. Like trying to like not go back talking about it. He walks like up the road. So if I'm at Project Arts, he's going towards Temple Bar, let's say. He's going up there and he fully does it. Turn around like from a movie and shakes his head like,
Ah, fuck off.
isn't that so dramatic?
He's a weirdo.
It is a weirdo. I'm sorry. Like, it is weird. Like, I think that's a weird way to react on a first date.
Shaking his head. He obviously thinks he's in some sort of like a
movie.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like I've attracted. Like, men who think, they're not him, not himself. Actually, he's had his moments, definitely, for sure. But the men who, like, I had gone on, like, obviously I had crap dates and all this, like, but dates like that were men who I feel like thought they were in movies. But I don't know if it was our generation or something.
I don't know if I've ever experienced that, Amy. Now I really think that you have going for a certain type of man. They were exuding a certain something. You were picking it up. You were loving it.
Yeah.
Then whatever, you obviously didn't enjoy it when they got further in.
No,
he must have been giving off some vibes and workman's.
I actually think he didn't. I think what happened was I just thought he had nice hair and a nice house, and I said, you know what, you'll do. And then I don't remember personalities. Like, I'm just like, you're a bit all right. Like, let's test you out tomorrow. That's basically what my brain was like. Like, I don't, like, if I was picking up lads on a night out. Oh no, I've had times where the chats were great. Like when I was in Barcelona, I met this English lad, and when we met in a bar, we talked all night. Like, it was a really fun meet up, and then we continued to stay in touch for a long time after. But like, it was through like Snapchat and stuff, and like sometimes you get random like one time I got a photo of him in the bath with loads of bubbles.
Oh.
And I was just sitting there eating like penne pasta. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what to send back, so I sent a photo of my pasta. I was like, this is what I'm doing. Hope you're enjoying your bath.
I went on a date with a fella. John, like, and it's easy to go obviously on a date with somebody, and you know, you think that they're one way, but they actually turn out to be totally not the way that you had thought they were going to be. So I went on a date with this fella who didn't drink, and that would be, well, I just said, like, I'm going to go for it. I know that I would be a decent drinker.
Yet
Drink would be, you know, it has a lot to do with socialising.
It does. And it helps calm down as well.
Calm you down.
Yeah, like going on a date for a drink.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But when we got, so he didn't drink, so then he suggested that we go for a hike up Holt Hill and then go for food afterwards. And then I said, no, I'm not going on a hike with you up the hill. Right? I'm going through. It's literally the two things that I wouldn't do on a first date. Like being out of breath, right, on a hill alone, and a new man that I do not know, a stranger,
Up a hill.
and then for food. Then afterwards, like that was such an elongated date, and for some other woman that would have been lovely, right? That was really fucking me.
No.
And I said, we said, let's just keep it easy or whatever. Let's go for a coffee. And then, I was busy that weekend. He was busy the following weekend. And I said, fuck it, let's just do an after work coffee.
Yeah, coffee's the best way to go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we went in, and it was about 6:30, right? And he was from like the next neighbourhood over. He ended up coming to a hotel in my neighbourhood. So grand.
Okay.
Well, I went in and I ordered. Oh no, I didn't order. I said I'd wait for him because he was only like coming behind me. And I had said to him, you need to bring, this was during COVID, you need to bring your piece of paper that shows you have your vaccination.
Yeah.
To
for
let
you.
in.
Oh,
But
to
for
let
him.
in.
Yeah. Do you remember this? This is actually totally really
mad,
bad, mad times. So I showed it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Paper.
It was a piece of paper. It was we all had that, because me and Cormac have a photo of us like with our vaccination. Like it was like a little pink slip you had to bring on the planes.
Yes.
Yes.
And then people were using other people's because they hadn't gone to get their vaccinations.
The dark world of the vaccination certificates.
So I had told him this, right? And he was like, yeah, grand. That he came in and I saw him coming in and then having kind of, a lot of to-ing and fro-ing with the girl at the thing, and he had to go back out to the car and get and come back in. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I fucking told you to fucking bring it in.
Yeah,
then he came in and he sat down, and I tell you, it was like drawing blood from a stone, the conversation. I mean, fucking shocking. And he was just not the man I thought he was. Then I said, oh, I was waiting for you. I didn't know what type of coffee you wanted. So I was like, I'm going to order now what you want, whatever. And he was like, oh no, I can't have coffee past 2:00.
2:00 in the day?
Because he won't sleep. And I said, oh fuck. And he's like, I'll just get a Diet Coke. So then your one brings out over the Diet Coke and the coffee, and that's grand. And I drank all of my coffee, like not relatively quickly, but like within fucking 20 minutes or whatever. And then it had been, I'm going to say 45 minutes, and he had drank. So a little size of a glass bottle of Coke, he had put half of the Coke into a glass and then drank half of the glass. So he drank a quarter of a little glass bottle of Diet Coke. But then when she had come over with the drinks, he said to her, can I have a straw? And she was shaking so much. I was like, does he actually have a medical issue?
Maybe he does actually. No, if he was shaking from a Diet Coke.
He hadn't drank the Diet Coke yet because he hadn't got the straw.
Oh, he was.
So I didn't know if he was nervous or what was going on.
The issue with the Coca-Cola and the coffee. Was the coffee? Like if people can't drink coffee, I always think you must have
something
anxiety, maybe.
And then I was like, is he really nervous? Or maybe it was anxiety.
Yeah, because I know a friend who can't drink coffee because of anxiety.
Oh, fuck.
Well, look, listen, you learn. That's what it is.
But so then, anyway, I got to 45 minutes and he had drank a quarter of his Diet Coke, and I had to say, sorry, I have to go home and walk my dog. And then that was it. And I was like waving at him, going over to my own car, like, bye. Like, you can't drink a quarter of a Coke.
No, but that's also horrendous. Like, that sounds like a horrendous day.
Oh, it was shocking.
I hate jokes where no one and especially when you're doing all the talking.
I was pulling shit out of my arse. I was telling them all about a feud that my neighbours had had. Like, it was just anything that I could get to fill the space.
When I was doing my junior cert, I did this. It's like literally, how far can I go back? I would have go back to birth. I hate those dates. I went on it when you're saying about like people that are different than how you meet. And when I was in Barcelona, like I went on a few dates, had a great time. But there was one guy, and he was an Italian guy, and he was in his pose. Like, he's a really handsome man. Like, he had like blonde hair, blue eyes, really nice.
What age are we talking? What age are we here?
So I'm 22, 23. He was older. He was like 25, 26.
Okay.
And we said we'd meet at this metro stop. And so I assumed he was getting metro. And here he comes on his skateboard. But not only that, skates by me to twirl on a skateboard to then come back to me. So not even like
showing off.
Skate up and go, hey, I'm on. And look, listen, I'm all here for you skateboard. And I know some guys who skateboard now, and that's whatever, like it's another form of sports. But I just think if you're meeting someone, don't show up on your fucking skateboard. Like, I'd be mortified now if I was single and someone showed up on their skateboard to me.
So I'm just imagining you standing there, right?
I was standing there watching.
He's coming up and you're thinking, oh, here he comes in a skateboard. He's going to stop beside me and be normal. But not only
Does he arrive on the skateboard right up in front of you? Does a little twizzly.
Does a twist. And it was like as if he was like, I need to get this done first before we can talk. Like it was like, boom, boom, boom.
And then you just have to turn around like, oh.
And like, and then also what do? You do this, like, well done. Like, do you clap or you just go, cool? So I didn't do either of those things. I just went like this, hi, yeah. Because I was like, look, you've made this look super normal. So I have to say, hi, yeah. Like it's normal. Yeah. We go to this like vegan place and we sit down and we order our beer. And he asked me what is in Irish to say cheers. Like that's always a good like little start. Do you know when you're getting to know someone that's not from the same country as you? And I say mine, and then we did the Spanish one. And then he said, in Italy, you have to make eye contact or you're going to have the worst sex of your life for the rest of your life. Like it's going to be the worst sex ever. All your sex is going to be bad.
7 years bad sex.
Yeah, if you don't make eye contact.
That's what we say.
Do we?
Have you never heard that?
Never in my life. So I was just like, weirdo. I used to go slancha and I just do that. Because he said, you have to, like with his Italian accent, you'll have to make. That sounds like Transylvania.
I want to suck your blood.
You have to suck your blood for 7 years. But he basically said that and I was like, oh, okay. And you know, on a first date, like, as well, like, if someone mentions sex straight, like, very early on, it's a little bit like, all right, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down, like, straight away, like, calm down. So we're talking, I don't even remember what we talked about on the day. Like, it was a very boring, I remember feeling bored. And then this group of girls came over to the other table near us and he fully eyed her up. Like, fully eyed her up. And in fairness, when I saw her, I went, yeah, I feel like you two would get on. Like, I feel like she owns a skateboard.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you would go to Burning Man together. Well, I would get claustrophobic.
Well, he's doing this in front of you. Like, how long do you think he was looking at her for? Like,
Oh, I would say it was obvious enough for me to be like, oh, he's still looking at her.
oh.
Do you know, it wasn't like, do you know, we'd all do it. Like, we're both still single people at a date. Like, if I saw someone, like, oh, look at him, he's a bit all right. And it'd be like a little glance up and then you go back to him. Maybe you might glance back up with him. He did a full, like, turn, look at her, stared at her, and then went back to whatever the fuck we were talking about. And I remember thinking, maybe you should go out with her. Like, this is not working.
So to go home.
And I went up to go to the bathroom or something. When I came back, he was over at her table, like, chatting her up
Aye.
on the day. And then when it came to paying, he was like, oh, I don't have my wallet. Of course you don't, because you came in a skateboard.
What was he wearing?
Like baggy jeans. Like, he was coming in like the most skateboard outfit I can think of.
Touching himself down, being like, oh.
See, and that's the worst part. Doing this.
He knows very well. Pat his shoulder, pat his hands.
Elbows, hands, nose, teeth, nose, all this. The first place you're going to go to is your pocket. Oh, after forgetting me wallet. No, he said, I don't have my wallet. And I was like, don't worry, I can pay for it. And I got up to go and we like gave a hug and he walked straight over to her table.
Oh.
Is that more?
You walked out the front door on your own and toddled on.
Yeah, toddled on.
Didn't even try and hide the fact that he'd
No.
walked over to that other girl.
No, didn't give a fuck. And I remember thinking, luckily I wasn't so interested. Like, imagine if you were really interested.
I know.
That's the worst
You were
part.
after paying for the date. Like, he should have had just a basic respect of fucking, well, I'll walk
Get
this
out.
girl out. She's after paying for the date.
Yeah.
I'd say he does that the whole time.
I say he just, I say he skates around everywhere and then walks around and like with no money and just skates around and keeps all his money in like a cardboard box or something. But yeah, so I had that. But thankfully from meeting Cormac, it was like we didn't really date a lot at the beginning. We just it was kind of pretty much straight away seeing each other. But I had this guy, right? Don't tell you. So when you're saying having like people, that kind of like movie thing, I don't know why I've had that growing up, but because I wasn't like out here kissing loads of lads when I was in the teenagers. Like, I really wasn't.
Were you not?
No, I actually wasn't.
Why age were you frigid till?
Fourth frigid. The trigger, I was like, oh my god, I'm not frigid. I swear I'm not frigid. I'm married like
Someone will know that.
14 was when I had my first kiss.
What year were you?
So I'm 33.
12, 13, 14 is the third year. Is what? Yeah, I would have been.
Yeah, about third year. I was 11 going into secondary school. Yeah.
God.
And I had like, I remember going in the first year and like that was the thing people were asking about, like, who's a frigid? And I was like, I'm not a frigid. I have a boyfriend. He's American, because I found this guy on my Bebo and he just asked me one day to be second half. A random man, he's obviously a man, asked me on Bebo to be his second half and I went, yeah, because I wanted to make someone jealous. So I had this random man.
Full man.
He had no picture. His picture was like a heavy metal sign and I was like, that's my boyfriend. Never talked to him. He's just my second half in Bebo.
You just used him to
never.
make people jealous.
He must have wanted to make someone jealous and I was using him as someone to make jealous.
Ideal.
Imagine in heaven.
Imagine, exactly. Never spoke. Didn't have to tell him that you're not going to be my second half anymore. Just made my friend pay over
Did you
it.
break up with him?
Just changed him a second half.
Oh.
Literally was like, Laura,
to Cormac.
my
next boyfriend.
To this day, I waited till this exact moment. Do you know when you're a kind person? I think women get this a lot. I actually talked to Cormac about this. Where when you're kind to some men, they see that as like, oh my God, she wants to shag me.
Oh yeah.
Like, why is that? I actually don't
They
know
just
what.
can't tell the difference, I think, between flirting and kindness.
No, they don't, which is crazy because I know the difference.
But like, imagine a woman to us, like being friendly, and then a woman who is coming onto you.
Very
It's
different.
Very different.
Very different. So when I started my acting classes, right? So obviously I'd met Cormac around this time. There was another guy, I think Cormac was more closer to him than I was, because they would go for drinks after classes while I would just go to class and then I'd go home. And this would be in around 26, I'd say. And there was this one guy, and I literally think the only conversation I had with him, we all went to a bar one night. It was when me and Cormac were seeing each other as well. And I asked him, he had a panda on his phone, a picture of a panda. And I said, oh, I love pandas. They're my favourite. And then he was like, oh, I like them too. Like, that sounds like a child conversation, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, I like pandas too. Be my girlfriend. So I was like, oh yeah, I love them. I love going to see them in the zoo. End of conversation. That was all I said, right? Me and Cormac, when we first start going out, we actually stopped seeing each other for a while. We had like a little, one of those ones where we're not seeing each other. Yeah, I don't care. I don't want to be around you. So we kind of stopped seeing each other for a little bit. During that time, this man, Panda Man, we'll call him, said out loud to Cormac, I think I'm going to ask Amy out.
And he knew that you and him had.
No. Oh, they didn't. He didn't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
But he was like, I think I'm going to ask Amy out. And Cormac, because he was so obsessed with me, even though we were on this separation first, he couldn't say to him, don't, because I'm still like her and don't want her to be with anybody else. He had to be respectful in his head, which fair play to him. Like most a lot of lads would probably be like, don't be going near her, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, sure, ask her, like, I mean, she's single, like, obviously Cormac mad about me here. And Cormac's sitting there going like fume unless someone's even thinking about her. And so he never asked me out. Panda Man never asked me out.
Okay.
And I will say, hand on her. You know how I said a while ago that I pretty much would probably go on a date with anybody?
Oh, you wouldn't have?
No. Like, they're honestly not.
Wrong.
I just didn't find them attractive. I think for me, actually, going on a date with anybody, if I'm having a good banter with someone and they ask me out, I probably would have gone on a date. Okay. Right? So physical attraction is definitely important, but if they were really fun as well, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting a vibe this way, I'd probably be up for a date. But again, I wasn't looking at as dates as like prospects. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a bit of a like, oh, I'm making another friend who might want to kiss me. So that's basically it. So he doesn't ask me out, right? And I don't even know any of this. Cormac never tells me this because in his head he's like, there's nothing to tell. Like, one guy said in the bar this thing. Me and Cormac get back together. We get back seeing each other. And Cormac tells me, oh, I'm going to have to tell Panda Man that we're together. This is when we were girlfriend and boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what? That's really weird. Why would you tell him Panda Man? Again, remember, I only had one conversation about pandas. So I'm like, this is out of nowhere. I don't know this man at all.
Yeah.
And Cormac's like, he kind of like said he was going to ask you out, so I know he fancies you. And like, I feel bad because I said, yeah, go on, and now I'm with you. And I went,
Yes.
I was like, yeah, you could, but he's not like your best friend. I don't really understand. And even now, Cormac's like, I probably didn't have to say anything. I was like, no, you probably didn't. I mean, he tells him, right? He was very, very disappointed, and he said, I'd like to speak to her. Oh, right. And Cormac was like, I don't think you need to speak to her. Like, I don't know why you would. He's like, no, I think I would like to speak to her. I have something to give her. Right?
Oh my God. What
So
is
Cormac messages me and goes, would you want to speak to him? I was like, I don't fucking know him. I was like, why are we even talking to him? This is really weird. I said, I'll do it for the story. So I was
He wants to speak to you. Do you still be seeing each other at?
No, so how the class works is that you have your year. So imagine like you're in secondary school, right? So we have our 6th year, but 5th and 6th year meet to do the council.
Right. Yeah.
So I might see him if we do a rep class, while as my year of class wasn't him included. I think he was in Cormac's
Right.
training. So there was like the training class, and then there was like the walk-in classes. So I only saw him like twice in the walking cat. Like, I really can't remember him. But so he messages me and he says, like, really formal. Like, it was like an email. It was like, good afternoon, Amy. Like, it was really, really weird and formal. And I was like, he basically asked me, would you meet up? I just want to chat to you. Cormac told me that he's in a relationship now and I just feel like I need to get something off my chest. So I say, sure, go on, yeah. Because I'm like, I'll do it for the story now. Like, I have nothing in this game. I'm going to just do it for the story. So I meet him in the Globe. Right.
Oh, the Globe.
I know. I have really fond memories of the Globe as well.
Rera downstairs.
I loved Rera. So I walk in. This is during the day, right? So you know the Globe is not a bright place.
No.
He's sitting right at the back, next to the stairs. So like where you go down to Rera.
Yeah.
With his guitar behind him.
Jesus.
Right? And a whiskey in a glass. Like a movie. Again. I don't know why this is happening with me. So I go in, I'm like, I'm not feeding into this. Like I saw it straight away and went, I've been to too many of these movies. I'm not doing this again. So I sit down and go, what's the story, Panda Man? Fix math, I'm called Panda Man. What's the story, Panda Man? Give him a hug and he's like, thanks for coming. If you want to take a seat. Like that's literally how he was approaching me, right? And I was like, okay, yeah. And I'm keeping mine light and bubbly.
This is like being like meeting up with your heartbroken, after breaking up after 8 years and having to move to a different country.
Yeah. Like he's been to war and he's come back and I've moved on. So I'm sitting there and he was like, I don't really know what else to say. So I made you this. And he takes from his back a pink paper with it typed up, printed off and then stuck on poem with pasta shells around the edges.
Go away from me. Go away. Oh, what kind of pasta shell?
The ones that kind of like snails. Do you know the ones that fettuccine is? No, fettuccine is long. It's like it goes in like a shell. So not bow tie, not penne.
Okay.
Those ones like this. Like a little oyster. Around the edges, glitter.
Oh my God, like arts and crafts.
Like arts and crafts. So he did this at home.
So this was in his mid-20s.
He's older than me.
Oh, so he was like...
So I was 26. I'm going to say he was 28, 29.
Oh, Lord.
And he typed this up on his computer and he printed it off and he cut it up. Like he sat at home listening to some sort of music in the background while he did this art and crafts. And he chose pasta shells.
But he knew that you were now going out with Cormac and he still decided, so the few hours of work that he put in here to print this off, stick it on, get the pasta shells, stick it on, get the fucking... Do you know? And he still thought, this is what's going to get away from that man.
He thought, this is the most romantic thing I've ever done for somebody. Like in his head, he must have went, she's going to be blown away. She's not going to even... Do you know what? She's going to marry me here and now. And he had his whiskey and he wanted this... downed his little whiskey and he went, I'll leave that with you to read. And as he stood up, I went, no, you're not. No, you're not leaving me here to read. I was like, if you wrote this up and you typed this up on your computer, you will sit here as I read it. You're going to sit down.
Very good.
And he went, because his whole act has just been...
he had played out exactly what was going to happen in the Globe from start to finish.
He practices
there. He brought that guitar as a fucking prop. To gas himself up, give himself this image.
Is that not mortifying? I would never do that to a man. I'm mortified for this man. So I sit here and I read his poem, right? I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember one line. He said, I have a face like a museum.
Oh.
A face like a museum.
Did he elaborate on what?
No. It was something about sculptures, freckles like stars, face like a museum. Is that that's a cue for this?
I like the freckles like stars.
No.
Face like a museum is
face like a museum.
One.
It's an interesting one because there's many ways we can go in that direction. We can say, is it that I'm
boring?
Boring.
Yeah.
Life? Do I have many things happening in my face?
Is it interesting?
Do you have to read it a lot?
Is it old face?
Is it old? I thought old face. Right when I went museum. And I went, thank you so much for this. Like, I felt like I was dealing with a child. I was like, I don't know how to handle this now because, I don't want to. And also a little bit scared because you wrote me a poem.
You wrote me a museum.
Well, you wrote me a museum with a brain. And he said, can I ask you something? If I had asked you on a date, would you have said yeah? And I said,
Jeez, what's the right answer here?
so I said, I don't know, maybe. Like, it depends. I could have said yeah, but I don't think we would have went past that date, is what I said.
Okay.
I thought it was a nice way of saying it. It's like, yeah, I probably would have. And then he was like, basically just like, I tried to say to him that, you know, I fancied you and, you know, I was meant to get there first. But and I went, yeah, but he doesn't decide that. No, he doesn't decide that. And then I left. So I left him there on his own.
How long was it though?
The meeting?
No, him saying to your man that I wanted to ask her out. Months.
Yeah,
That's
so-
fucking shit or get off the pot.
We rekindled a good 3-4 months. But sorry, either way, like mental behaviour. But that's not even the first time someone gave me a poem. I went on a first date with someone before and he told me he wrote poems and then he sent me a poem when I was on the bus. And like, bless him, like I'm tipping wood because bless him, he's obviously was going through stuff. But it was all about like depression thoughts. And how do you reply back to someone who put their heart and soul into a poem?
Sorry, he gave you a poem.
He texted me, I think I'm ready to send you one of my poems.
Right, okay.
And then I got it in text form.
That's very difficult.
It was about depression. And I just said, that was very vulnerable of you.
Oh,
And then I never saw him again.
oh no.
I know.
What was the angle there from him? Like, or I thought it was going to be like a romantic poem.
The guy that went on the first date with that other guy, yeah, I know. And he was a comedian, which was even madder. Because like, you're like,
Well, actually, comedians, aren't they the
yeah.
number one
Yeah.
suicide rate?
Yeah. Well, I hope he's still here.
Oh, Jesus. You fucking thumped that wood. I'm trying to think, has anybody ever made me anything, like made me? No. No carbonara.
A drink. A cup of tea. He made me watch Game of Thrones. Like, he made me.
Like carbonara from scratch.
That's the only time I received that kind of gift. I've never gotten a physical gift like that before. No, I don't think I have.
I'd fucking die. I'm not the type of person to receive a poem. I'm not. I
I'm
can't.
not either.
No, yeah. What
No.
you talk about? You're a
I
fucking
handled it in a
actress,
way. No,
musicals, improv, fucking acting class, lotto ads. Come on, you are. They know that as well. That's why you
you
get
know
them.
that. But I think that's what it is. I think it's that they think she's going to live out a bit of a fantasy for me. Because when I think back on moments with men, I always felt like, I remember always thinking it as well. And I think that's why I was very guarded with my dating as well. Was that I always felt like they liked me, but they wanted to do this and like keep me here in a little jar. And then, right, we'll be
Take
contacted. Yeah, like I had even though I said I'd never had a boyfriend until Cormac, I had been seeing people and like situationships,
Yeah.
stuff like this. But it always felt like for them, it wasn't the time for them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that feels worse, I think. So you had to take your power back somewhere else. So that's why when I would go on dates, I was like, well, this is for me.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Because when it feels like it's just for them. I remember I invited a guy over before. And he wanted to make nachos and he had fingerless gloves. And then fingerless gloves. It wasn't called out. We were in fingerless gloves. And he wanted to watch Pocahontas. So I did.
He came over and said, I want not
Let's make nachos.
fingerless gloves.
On and watch Pocahontas. So we did. And he knew Colours of the Wind. He knew the words.
Day only, was it?
One day only.
So that was the first time you met and he came to your house.
He came here out of free house.
Oh, it's fingerless gloves into a bowl of nachos.
Into a bowl of nachos. Isn't that disgusting?
Is it? Is it right?
Yeah, and do you know what they were? They're like the woolly ones.
That's
So
disgusting.
that means they're salt.
Full of all shite on all this Dorito.
Gross. But like, it's gas when you look back on those moments, because in the moment they're like, you're just sailing through it. Like, I feel like you're just going through it. I think
So awkward to try and end things. Like when I went on a date before with this Spanish fella, and the first date was good.
Yeah.
Second date, I had to pick him up. He didn't drive. Whatever, that's fine. Drove up to Swords to watch A Quiet Place 2. So he had bought the tickets, but he had to go and go up to the machine, and it was to turn the phone around and turn the phone to the machine and show it the code, the QR.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then the tickets would print out. But the machine, this QR code, it had a little kind of a roof kind of on it. And I don't know where he thought he was inserting his phone,
Stop.
but he just kept pushing it underneath the roof.
So embarrassed.
Like as into a slot that wasn't there.
Oh,
And he was like, I don't understand. And he called me over and I was like, yeah, what do I? And I was like, no, just turn it around and face the machine. You're not inserting it anywhere.
yeah, you're not.
And he was like, oh, no. Fuck. Went in to watch A Quiet Place and all through, do you know like the trailers and then the ads and then the trailers?
Yeah, yeah.
He was roaring into my ear, like talking really, really loudly. And you know, this is like quiet time. You stop talking, like you're watching the trailers.
It's also called The Quiet Place.
Well, exactly.
We all have to be really quiet when this movie plays.
So I was like, sorry, will you just keep it down there a bit? And he was like, it's just the ads. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. I don't want you fucking roaring at me. Like he was roaring at a full.
So embarrassing.
And then as it went on, so at this stage I was done with him.
Of course.
Then I was holding my bag of popcorn, eating it. So it was like the paper bags. And I was holding it like this with 2 hands on. With my right hand. He was on my right. And I was eating the popcorn, holding the bag with my right hand and eating the popcorn with my left hand. And then I just felt his hand come over and slip in between my hand and the bag.
Oh my God, I would die.
So I was holding
So
it.
wait, he was I actually can't breathe. That's disgusting. If he slid his hand, I would be panicking about the popcorn. My first thought would be, popcorn's going to go everywhere.
I was like, I'm trying to eat.
I'm trying to eat.
I was getting really, I could feel I was getting really fucking angry.
Yes,
I was getting ratty.
Yes. But what did you think that was romantic?
I think he was just like, Jesus, is she ever going to stop eating? And I just fucking kept sort because I said, I just get him away from me. Then went on then and I brought him home. Brought him to his own house.
Okay.
He gave me a kiss getting out of the car. I booted home, texted him as soon as I got home, said, look, I'm not feeling it. You know, thanks very much. Blah, blah, blah. You're very different.
Fair play.
And he came back with about 7 more messages. And I continued, instead of blocking him, telling him, no, I'm not feeling it. He was like, no, bring your dog up to Santry Park tomorrow. I promise you, your dog will like me. And because your dog will like me, will show you I am a good person. I think we need to try this. You were in a different mood today, he said. Different than the first time. I don't know what the problem was.
What?
I know. And I was like, you're the fucking problem. Obviously, the first time he was probably on his better behaviour.
Yeah, he didn't slip his hand between a paper bag and a hand. Buttery hands. The heat off that as well. The panic. I'd be gripping onto that popcorn with my nails in, panicked, thinking about the popcorn.
Dirty bastard.
Ending it like that is hard. You remind me when you said Spanish there. When I was living in Barcelona, I had a one-night stand.
Oh.
And I brought him back and he didn't speak a word of English, God bless him. But listen, we were there for another reason. Do you know what I mean? And when he was in the bathroom, like, I was trying to make it real, like, ooh, like trying to make it real cute. And I put like my fairy lights on, right? So where my bed was, like, all the fairy lights were around. And I thought, if I was coming into this room, I would think, oh my God, this is so magical, right? So I put it on and he comes in and whatever, we start, you know. And as we're whatever, he slips his hand up, turns off the lights. So then I'm frozen, staring at him in the darkness. So I slide my hand up and then I turn on the fairy.
It's usually the other way around. Fellas want the lights on and the girl wants them on.
I know, that's what, maybe he was really nervous, or maybe maybe it was his first time, I don't know, but he turned it off. So I turned it back on again, stared at him, like, don't turn that off again, I like this is nice. Sing you again, his hand goes back, boom, turns it off, and again it's like frozen, like I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I go, right, turn it back on. And then I watched him, so I'm like, we're kissing, whatever, and I was like waiting to see if I could feel his arm like move. And when I felt his hand move, I just grabbed his hand. So like, don't touch it. But the same thing that when I was getting like to finish, like go home. Again, I wasn't very good at this. Now, I at least you said what you said. Like again, I'm not very good. So I was like, oh, you should probably go. You know, missed the metro, and the metro's every 10 minutes. So he, in his broken English, was like, oh, but there's one in like 20. And I was like, yeah, you should probably go now. And we lived right next to the metro station.
Oh my God.
Even as he was leaving, I was like closing the door, like on his way. Bye. He wanted my Facebook. He wanted something to message me on. I didn't want to give him anything. I was very much like, this was what it is, pal. Let's just say what it was and let's just call it quits here. And he messaged me the next day, do you want to go on a walk? And I said, the only walk I'm doing is from my room to the fridge and then back. But obviously he mustn't have got that as a joke, because he was like, or we could try outside or something like this. And I was like, you're not getting the joke. I'm hungover. Cultural difference here. Like, I'm not actually just doing my steps. Fucked. But he kept implying. So I was like, you know what? No, I have to be honest, because I don't even remember if I found him super attractive. But I was like, I'll just lay it out. Like, I have to get better at this. I was trying to get better at saying no and not coming up with, I have to babysit my godson and fucking get her for the weekend. So I said, no, listen, I'm not really looking for anything. I had a really nice time last night. And I wish you all the best. That's what I said. And then he was like, I'm not looking for anything either. And I was like, well, you are, because you're asking me to go for a walk.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to go for a walk with you because I'm not really looking for anything. It was what it was. And he didn't respond. And then out of nowhere, it was just like, I think this happens to a lot of women as well. It was just like all these horrific texts, like calling me all the names, asked me if I wanted an orgy. Like, yeah, like he was like, you're a whore, you're slow, la la. And then it was like like two different things. Like, oh, I'm like, how are you today? Like, and then out of nowhere, did you want an orgy or something? Like, it was like he didn't understand that I meant I didn't want anything with you because I don't want anything. Because I had
Was you
sex.
responding to these texts?
No. I blocked him after the orgy one.
And then it's like, she's not responding to me.
She must want an orgy. She must want an orgy. She said she was walking back and forth from the fridge.
Maybe I'll get her if I offer the
Maybe if I get another 6 men and we all just get to the gaff. She won't be able to say no, She'll be able to say no.